So we're back talking about part 2 of my journey to get the Sistah Vegan project published. And what I'm hoping is that people who choose to read the book will start engaging in questions around class, race, gender, sexuality, nationalism, how these actually play into how one develops their epistemology or knowledge base around not just veganism but consumption in general, health, nutrition. So for example, in this book there are black females who specifically talk about the real fact that many of them came into veganism not through understanding of non-human animal rights, but actually understanding black women's history, womb health, and how their womb health was greatly affected by racialized colonialism, slavery, Jim Crow, and how it was the plant-based diet that many learned through Queen Afua that helped to save a womb that had been ravaged physically and psychically by institutionalized racism, sexism, uneven development, just many negative effects of slavery, colonialism, now even neocolonialism. So when I ask people who are going to read the book, how has your own identity, the processes that constructed your identity, formulated how you engage in veganism. So this book, you don't have to be an African American identified female to read this book or to get something out of it. This book is within a larger context of what's happening, at least in America now. There's a lot of literature written about food, alternative food systems, sustainability. There's the literature that is written, for instance, about how do we combat obesity. So I do dedicate a chapter in this book, the last chapter, looking at the convergences of black females, the aesthetic, the white middle class thin aesthetic within veganism, and what all this means, especially if you are an African American female who does practice veganism. There is a stereotype that black women who are going to engage in plant-based diets, they're going to lose their booty, they're going to lose their curves. So what does this mean for black women who are in a household or community where most people are black and they have a cultural understanding of the body? Curvaceous body is healthy. What happens when you come home, you've told your family that you are practicing veganism, you've lost a lot of weight, and they ridicule you because in their perception, being thin in this black community does not mean it's beautiful or healthy. It means you're sickly or you're trying to be white. So this is just one example of really trying to understand all of these simultaneous issues happening around the body, food, who creates this benchmark for beauty in America. So if the benchmark is white, thin, young, able-bodied, straight, within just the vegan community for what is beautiful and healthy, and you're maybe a black female who is larger or curvaceous, what does that mean for you? Especially when, if you look at a lot of stories, a lot of white women who engage in veganism, it's positive that they lose weight because in their communities, which are largely white middle class, it's accepted that healthy body equals thin, equals beautiful. So that's one of the chapters that I thought was something that may be interesting to readers that may have never really thought about how the body is constructed and what does it mean to be a large black woman if you're practicing veganism and maybe you're walking around in a largely white vegan affair or a festival, and people are asking, oh, you're a vegan but you're large, and then maybe what does it mean if you're a thin black female vegan and you visit home and most of the people in your home, in your community, are larger, more curvaceous, and they're asking you what's wrong with you. Are you sick? Why aren't you eating more meat? Why aren't you putting more meat on your bones? You don't look well. So this book should hopefully make a lot of people think about, like I said, gender, race, whiteness, just ways to understand food that is not part of the traditional omnivorous soul food diet within African America, but also within the traditional standard American diet that expects one to eat animal-based products, not just eat but also wear or put on our bodies for health and beauty products. So the book comes out March 2010, and you should be able to order it on Amazon.com, or you can go to lanternbooks.com if you do not have access to Amazon, because there are some people who are not able to order books outside of America using, I guess, the Amazon USA site. So if you have any questions, please do feel free to write me, breezeharper@gmail.com. And I hope you enjoy the book and that you will develop your own questions and concerns after reading this book, and maybe have your own book club group, or maybe you'll read it in a class and just discuss. So thank you very much for supporting the project, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say about the work.